The ultimate human warship, too powerful to be legal. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Admiral Chen's holographic projection materialized before the assembled delegates. 300 species representing civilizations spanning 12 galaxies turned their various appendages, optical sensors, and consciousness fields toward the human figure standing impossibly calm before them. "You are accused," High Arbiter Velkoth announced, his translator converting the subsonic rumbles into standard galactic, "of constructing a weapon of such devastating capability that it violates 47 articles of the Civilized Warfare Accords. How does humanity plead?" Admiral Chen smiled, a gesture that had taken most species decades to interpret correctly. This particular smile made the Velkoth's chromatophores flash warning colors across his entire body. "We plead guilty," Chen said simply. Chaos erupted across the chamber. The Threnody delegates released distress pheromones so potent that 3 neighboring species entered panic states. The crystalline Letharians vibrated at frequencies that shattered 2 viewing screens. Even the normally composed architects of Proxima began broadcasting angry mathematical theorems. "Order," Velkoth's voice boomed. "Admiral, do you understand the severity of these charges? Your species constructed the Retribution, a vessel carrying weaponry capable of cracking planets, shields that can withstand stellar bombardment, and an engine system that violates causality itself." "We're aware," Chen replied. "We designed her that way." The Galactic Council had discovered the Retribution 3 months earlier during a routine patrol of the Outer Rim. The massive warship, measuring 15 kilometers from bow to stern, had been conducting weapons tests in uninhabited space. The energy signatures alone had triggered emergency alerts across half the galaxy. What followed was the most intensive investigation in galactic history. Council inspectors had boarded the ship with military escorts from 7 different civilizations. What they found had terrified them. The Retribution carried railguns that could accelerate projectiles to 0.95 C. Its missile bays held antimatter warheads, sufficient to sterilize entire solar systems. The ship's main weapon, something humans called a Nova Cannon, could theoretically ignite fusion reactions in gas giants, turning planets into temporary stars. But the weapons were only part of the problem. The Retribution's shields operated on principles that the galaxy's finest physicists couldn't fully comprehend. They didn't just deflect energy. They converted incoming fire into power for the ship's systems. The harder you hit it, the stronger it became. And then there was the engine. Humanity had somehow discovered a way to fold space that didn't just bypass the speed of light. It ignored causality entirely. The Retribution could theoretically arrive at a destination before it departed. The implications had caused 3 council physicists to resign and enter religious contemplation. "Why?" Velkoth demanded. "Why would a species barely 2 centuries into interstellar travel construct such a monstrosity? The war with the Krethiks ended decades ago. Peace has reigned for a generation." Chen's expression hardened. "Has it? Tell that to the colonists on Kepler 442b. Tell that to the mining crews that vanished in the Horsehead Nebula. Tell that to the 18 human ships that have disappeared in the past 2 years. Piracy is regrettable but inevitable." "Piracy?" Chen's voice cut like a blade. "We've recovered debris. We've analyzed the weapon signatures. These weren't pirates, Arbiter. These were military-grade attacks using technology that matches 7 different council species." The chamber fell deathly quiet. "You have no proof," Velkoth said, but his chromatophores had shifted to colors that every species recognized as deception. "We have enough," Chen countered. "Enough to know that while you preach peace, some of your members view humanity as useful fools. Young, naive, with resources ripe for exploitation. They think we won't notice a few missing ships here and there." "Even if true," a Threnody delegate interjected, "it does not justify this abomination you've built, doesn't it?" Chen leaned forward. "Let me tell you about human history, Ambassador. For thousands of years we fought each other. World wars, nuclear weapons, we nearly destroyed ourselves a dozen times. And you know what we learned?" The chamber waited. "Peace doesn't come from everyone being nice. Peace comes from everyone being too terrified to start a war they can't win. We call it mutually assured destruction, and it kept our homeworld from burning for a century." "So you threaten us?" Velkoth's voice dripped with indignation. "No," Chen said softly. "We're saving you. Before anyone could respond, Chen gestured and new holographic displays erupted throughout the chamber. They showed long-range sensor data, astronomical surveys, gravitational anomalies in deep space. While you've been investigating our ship, Chen continued, we've been investigating something else. There's something coming, Arbiter. Something vast and ancient moving through the galactic void toward inhabited space. Our deep space probes have detected it. Massive energy signatures. Technology that makes the Retribution look like a child's toy. The displays showed movement patterns, projected trajectories, estimated arrival times. We don't know what it is, Chen admitted, but we know when it will arrive. 18 months. Maybe less. This is a fabrication, Velkoth accused, but uncertainty flickered across his features. Verify it yourself. We're transmitting all our data to your Science Council right now. We wanted to present this differently, but you forced our hand by convening this tribunal. Chen stood straighter. Humanity didn't build the Retribution to threaten the galaxy. We built her because someone has to be ready when the peace ends. Because we've learned that hope isn't a strategy, and good intentions don't stop invasions. And if this threat proves real, Velkoth asked quietly, then you'll be grateful we didn't ask permission, Chen replied. Because by the time your committees debated and your councils deliberated, it would be too late. Humans have a saying, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You're asking us to trust you with the power to destroy civilizations. No, Chen corrected. We're telling you we have that power, and we're choosing to protect you anyway. That's what makes us different from whoever's been attacking our ships. That's what makes us human. The Admiral's projection began to fade. The Retribution launches in 6 hours for the Outer Rim. You can spend 18 months debating whether she should exist, or you can spend it building your own defenses. Either way, humanity will be ready. And if your threat doesn't materialize, Velkoth called out. Chen's smile returned, warm this time, almost sad. Then you can prosecute us for being paranoid. But if we're right, you'll understand why humans have a second saying, a peace through superior firepower. The projection vanished, leaving 300 species in stunned silence, each contemplating the terrifying possibility that the young, aggressive humans might be exactly what the galaxy needed.